chaps, and welcome back to Joey Speaks About. And today, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about self-esteem. More specifically, my self-esteem. Now, I'll just say just now, just so that, you know, for the sake of being transparent, which is not the same as invisible. Invisible is where you can't see the person, and transparent is where you can't see that. Anyway, this video is going to be quite negative. Sadly. Up until the end anyway. So if you don't want to hear someone speaking negatively about themselves, about situations they've been in, about how they're feeling just now in a kind of negative way, if you don't want to hear someone talking about that, then thank you for clicking on the video. But this probably, I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? I've been watching a lot of Emma Thorne recently. That's probably why. I think she does that quite a lot. This might not be the video for you. For the rest of you, strap in. I don't know why I said strap in, but whatever. So, self-esteem. I would describe my self-esteem as incredibly low. So if this is the self-esteem of your average person, mine is probably down there. Now we can try and analyse that, why that is. It probably started when I was a child. I wouldn't have considered myself to be the most attractive child in the world. Definitely not. I wish I could insert a baby picture here, but I don't have any. I mean, there are baby pictures of me somewhere. I just don't have any of them. And I certainly don't have any digital copies of pictures of me as a baby. What was I saying? Yes, so, being a child, self-esteem. I wouldn't have said I was the most attractive child in the world. Probably like I am now, very imaginative, very loud, though I have got less kind of loud as the years have gone on. Well, I have, you know. For those of you who don't know, I'm an actor, so 9 times out of 10 when you see me in front of a camera, I'm going to be playing a character. Mostly OCG, who you can see. I still haven't learned how to point at things. Who you can see there. He's the mascot for our gaming channel. And since I mentioned the gaming channel, if you want to check out the gaming channel, which is slightly more upbeat than this channel is, then you'll find the link to it down below in the featured channels panel thing. Anyway, getting back to this video, I'm not talking about gaming, I'm talking about this video, self-esteem. So yes, I would say as a child I might have been quite loud, seemed quite outgoing. Like a lot of people, that probably had some deep-seated shyness about myself. I definitely wouldn't have said I was an attractive child. I definitely wouldn't say I was an attractive teenager. And I definitely would not say that I'm an attractive adult. Yes, I know. Violin, violin, violin. As far as I'm concerned, it's very true. There's no need for anyone to correct me down below. That's not the point of these videos. They're not where I come on, talk about something that's very sad, and then people have to comment and say, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? Da, 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 da. I'll marry you. No, none of that. That's not the point. The point is, I just want to sit here, talk about it, If you find it interesting, great, and if you don't, go look at the gaming channel. It's probably more interesting. No, shouldn't say that. I'll cut that bit out. Oh. Getting old. So yes, when I was in school, primary school, like a lot of kids, there was a girl I liked. Her name was... No, I won't say her name. No names. Not allowed to name names. But anyway, there was a girl. And, I don't know, for some reason, when I take to someone, it lasts a very long time. There's no such thing as, you know, summer crush, or, you know, I had a crush on them for 3 hours, or any of that. No, this was years when I was at primary school. And I remember in primary 7, that's in Scotland, we call it primary 7, which is the last year of primary school. I can't remember what you chaps in England call it. I was about 10, if that helps, about 10 years old. So whatever year you were in school when you were about 9, 10, 11-ish. Though when I was 11, I'd already gone to secondary school. But anyway, I remember we went to the Isle of Wight for a week, which was the school trip, which was mostly fun, a little bit embarrassing. I cried while trying to abseil. That was, that was really embarrassing. Anyway, but at the end of that, you have a disco where they play really terrible pop music. As it's terrible now. I'm saying that on camera. At the time, I loved it. So this would have been 1997? So, right at the cusp of, you know, Spice Girls, who else? Gina G, Aqua, oh my god, Mr. Blobby, the Smurfs, Vanilla Ice? No, because the only Vanilla Ice song is that stupid Ice, Ice, baby. And the one he did for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Yeah, that one. What was I talking about? Oh yes, disco. Anyway, long story short, although I've been going for 7 minutes already, and I've still not got to the point in the story, asked this particular person to dance, they said no. Went back over to my best friend Chris, told him I probably had a cry about it. In fact, I did have a cry about it. Waited till later in the evening, probably a can of Iron Brew in hand, went back over, spurned on by Chris, and asked again. She still said no. So, disappointment at the age of 11 or whatever I was, 10. I think I was 10. Yeah, because it would have been June, and I wouldn't have turned 11 until the November. So yes, I was 10. Now, there's nothing awfully bad about that, but for some reason, I always took things like that really personally, and thought, oh, it's because of me, and because, you know, I look like this, or I'm not attractive enough, or I'm not outgoing enough, or I'm not bubbly enough. Actually, in that story, the chap this girl ended up dancing with, I won't tell you his name. I still remember his name to this day, because I ran into him a few years ago and I was like, bastard, utter bastard. Anyway, that's a story for a different time. Yeah, so he ended up dancing with her instead, and 10-year-old Joey was in the corner, probably going, "Bastard! Bastard!" Probably not in that voice. I probably sounded really different back then. Though I would love to, you know, I wish I had footage of 10-year-old me and then I could put that voice over the top of it. Bastard! Anyway, so then go on to secondary school, and the same thing happened again. What would probably be called a very, very, very short-term crush, for me turned into 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I think. Yeah, that didn't end well either. No, didn't end well. In amongst that, you see, I'm all over the place with trying to remember. This is supposed to be about self-esteem, not. I was going to talk about love and things like that in another video, but I seem to have stumbled on it just now. So sorry if you just wanted to hear stuff about self-esteem. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe I'll save a lot of the stories that I could tell based on the whole high school experience. I'll save that for a different video. Yeah, we'll do that, because otherwise I'll be sitting here for 3 hours, and no one wants to sit and listen to me for 3 hours in a row. Trust me. People in what I call normal life probably wouldn't want to sit and listen to me for 3 hours, you know, talking constantly. See, there you go. Self-esteem. I've just proven it. So, if we're not going to talk about that, then we'll just talk about the other side of secondary school, which a lot of people go through, and that is bullying. Yes, I was surprised, I was bullied at secondary school. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like I was a dork or anything, though I was. It's not like I wore glasses or anything. I did, and they weren't even prescription glasses. These were reading glasses you could just pick up. Not these are actual glasses, but the ones I wore in secondary school were glasses that you would buy in the pound shop. I don't know if you have the pound shop wherever you are. Anyway, reading glasses, or in pharmacies and stuff sell them as well. So I wore them, and I said I was going to be negative up until the end of the video. Well, okay. I'll tell you something that's very funny. You see this beautiful beard I have just now, but before I could actually grow this, when I was at secondary school, I'm going to tell you this and you're going to be like, oh, no wonder you were bullied. I used to draw on a mustache, very light. Just to the, you know, you get little blonde hairs when you're younger. Sadly, some girls get this as well. But anyway, you have little blonde hairs down here. So what I would do is, I would take a mascara. This is true. And I would, you know, the way you would use mascara on your eyelashes. Well, I used it on the little blonde hairs that you have under your nose. And it would make it look like I had a fully grown mustache. Looked like Tom Selleck. I didn't look like Tom Selleck, but I wish again, it's one of these things I wish I had a picture that I could insert in here and show you. In fact, I might. No, I don't. Not digitally. Nope. There will be one somewhere with the drawn on mustache. If I can find one digitally, I'll put it in here. And if I can't, I'll try and look one out for another video. Anyway, so, bullied in secondary school, because, I should have told this before I even told the primary school bit, but, like I said, I'm going to be all over the place. These videos are not scripted, I don't even have notes, you know. I could hide notes down here and just glance down, but then I would just be worried that people would think I'm looking at my penis or something. Not that there's much to look at, but anyway. Self-esteem! There you go. Did it again. Stop it. What was I saying? Oh yes, reason for being bullied. Well, I've always been into theatre from the age of 7 probably. I was very heavily into my theatre. Video games, obviously. And for some reason I liked wearing things that would make me stand out. So, apart from the school uniform, obviously, on days where they called it come as you please days, which is a horrible... obviously at the time I didn't think it had any kind of connotations. So yes, come as you please day. Yep. You could wear your own clothes for a day. So you gave some money to charity, and you brought £1 or whatever it was, £2 with you, and you put that in the charity box, and that's why you were allowed to wear your own clothes for one day. Well, everyone else would turn up in tracksuits or joggy bottoms, as we call them in the UK, basically soft kind of trouser, casual trouser things, or in their bloody pajamas or whatever. I would turn up looking like a school teacher, basically. So I would have the shirt, a tie, usually a bow tie. Yeah, very cool. A pair of what do you call those trousers? Not dress trousers, the other type of trousers. Anyway, whatever. Not trousers, but a casual version of dress trousers. Obviously I wore trousers. I said they're not trousers. I did wear trousers. I think I wore trousers. Yeah, I did wear trousers. A casual version of dress trousers, basically, and I don't know. Not Converse, because I didn't buy my own clothes, so I couldn't afford Converse. Like I could afford Converse now. But, yeah, so the point I'm making is I was a theatre geek. I was into my art. I thought I was very funny. I couldn't stand sports. I still can't stand sports. PE was an absolute nightmare for me. I just avoided it. Myself and my best friend Chris. Hate sports. Football is the sport in Scotland. If you're a guy, everyone's supposed to be into it. I can't stand it. Disgusting sport. For reasons I won't get into. We'll just say I find it boring. There's a lot of if you're Scottish and you hear the word football, you might think of certain connotations with things. Well, there you go. So the point is, yes, I was not like the other guys in the school. I stood out, was quite different, so easy target for bullying. So that went on for a few years. I would like to say I got my own back. One day I toughened up and went in looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and, pummeled them all into the ground. Don't say anything. But no, that didn't happen. It just eventually stopped. And I love school. So when I knew I was going to have to leave school, I shat my pants. Not literally, I don't think. No, not literally. But I was terrified to go out into the world. And if you've seen my other videos, you'll know work's never been easy for me. I've never been able to hold a conventional job. I always wanted to prioritise pursuing theatre career, which didn't and still hasn't happened. Still continues to play my video games. Couldn't afford anything. That a lot of people, some people go off, get married, have the kids, I was still spending, not now, but was spending money that I didn't have. That was either given to me by other people, or for Christmas, birthdays, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I suppose in wanting to pursue the theatre career, my self-esteem would have taken a hit again, because obviously, like I already said, it didn't really happen. Well, it kind of did. I was doing shows, but to fund these shows where you might, if you were a theatre company, you could go and get funding and grants and all the rest of it, I had to basically borrow or beg for money from people, usually family members or maybe my partner or whoever, just to try and get a show done. And then of course the show would perform badly. You know, there might be 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the audience maybe. And this is something I would work on for ages, and I always prioritized it. Right or wrong, that's always what would be prioritized. So instead of me going out and saying, right, I don't have the money to do this, I'll have to go and do a shitty job. Instead of doing that, I, right or wrong, mostly wrong, prioritized doing what I wanted to do, which was put on my own shows. And then when they wouldn't do well, or they were met with negativity, or I wouldn't get any praise from family members, friends, or if they didn't even turn up to see it, I would go into a slump. Literally. I would go into a complete slump. Some would say a half. You can call it a half if you want. But if you imagine that happening, because it's happened on every single show I've tried to do, it's never met with my expectations being the thing I wanted to do when I left school. So you might say, well, you're setting yourself up for failure, but you know, one thing I do have is a lot of, well, basically a lot of faith in things, hope, you know. So, you know, a catchphrase of mine would be something like, oh, don't worry, I'm sure people will turn up, or don't worry, I'm sure it'll sell out, or don't worry, I'll get the money from somewhere, or don't worry, we can definitely afford this. And 9 times out of 10, that just was not true. We couldn't afford to do it. It didn't sell out. Didn't make any money on it. So yeah, so I would, you know, that's something that I still, I mean, obviously now, if you've seen my other videos, I really don't want to go into it again with my present circumstances. You'll know that shows is something I can't do now. But in the back of my head, I'm still going, one day maybe I can do it. But the pessimist in me is going, no, you'll never do it, Joey. Forget it. It's not happening. You'll never do it. And I have had people tell me that. I've had people say, you know, this is not going to go anywhere for you. You might, you know, give up. I don't think I've ever had someone say give up, but I've had people say, don't do this, do something else. And as unhappy as it has made me, and as depressed as I've become doing it, or I also have this terrible habit of when I want to watch one of my shows back, like a video, I have this awful habit of drinking when I do it, and then bursting into tears and going through all the usual, you know, if you ever been in a bad mood and had a drink, or been depressed and then had a drink, you know exactly what I'm talking about, I imagine. Yeah, for some reason I like torturing myself, and I like maybe part of me is like, I'm glad it failed because I don't deserve for it to do well. And I know that's incredibly, that's sad. It's very sad to hear that. Like I said, no comments. That's not why I make these videos. We don't want none of the no comments saying, "Oh, you'll be okay," or "Oh, that's a shame," or no, none of that. Part of me is going, "Oh yes, plenty of that, please. I want to have some reassurance," but the other side is going, "No, don't do that." Otherwise, people will stop watching these videos if all they think is it's feeling sorry for myself fest, which it kind of is, but my channel, my rules, I guess. No, I don't mean that. I might cut that bit out. So yeah, so that's a big thing on the old self-esteem as well. I'm going to do a whole video on this, but I'll briefly mention this. Another thing. So we have the career that I wanted, not going anywhere. I haven't spoke about it yet, but the family life that I wanted, definitely not perfect, not ideal. I think I wasn't neglected. Before anyone says anything, I was not what would be considered abused or neglected. That didn't happen. Damaged? Maybe. But that could be self-inflicted. So, I'm passing no blame for that. But like I said, I will no doubt make videos further down the line where I can talk about that in detail and we'll get to the root of it. For just now, I'll just say slightly damaged, maybe. Certain things in regards to sexuality, I'll just say. I was insulted for a lot of things. There'd be a certain insult that would be thrown at me quite a lot. And at the time, it wasn't true. Whatever this is, I won't repeat it. But when you hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, kind of like the shows, when you have the same outcome over and over and over and over again, it gets to you. So, in regards to the career, it hasn't gone as I wanted. Will it ever? I have no idea. I have no idea. And that's scary. That's really scary. Relationships. I don't consider myself to have had a relationship until I was 29, and that's when I met. Again, no names. That's when I met someone who I probably still do, but whatever. I would have said they were my soulmate. So if you're the type of person who believes there's one person for you in the world, and it's that one person, and if they divorce you, die, tragically or natural causes, whatever, and that's it, I'm kind of in that camp. And if you've seen my other videos, I don't have to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to share any details. That's it. But let's just say that's another thing that's obviously, because that's quite recent, it's quite raw. When you add that up on top of everything else, I don't consider myself to be attractive. You know, my career's not gone very well. Friends, which I've not spoken about this yet. I don't have any. I've still got Chris. I've spoken about him several times. But, you know, he's got his own life, and he's got a partner, and he's got a child, and, you know, good on him. If that's what he wanted, if that's what he wants out of his life, then great. I need different things than that. So yeah, it's... I've taken a lot of hits. A lot of them have been caused because of me. Whether that's just self-esteem talking, or that's factual, or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, not attractive at all. the career thing, the love thing, I think I had my shot. I think I had the chance to be happy forever, and I blew that. I haven't sworn in the video yet, have I? No. Well, I can swear this once. I fucked that up big time. That's a mistake. I don't think I'll ever forget that I did that. I don't think I'll ever get over that. No. As I feel right now, sitting here recording this, no, I don't think I'll ever get over that. The friends thing, family, you know, I don't have a relationship with any of my family for whatever reason. We'll get into that in a different video. So yeah, self-esteem. But, and this is, I know I've made a couple of jokes throughout. This is the part where I said at the beginning, I'm not going to speak positively till the end. This is that part. If you are in similar, or you have similar circumstances, you know, you beat yourself up, not literally, or if you do literally, you know, you find yourself drinking to drown your sorrows, you find yourself weepy, you don't think you're attractive, or you don't think you're successful enough, or you don't think you're good enough. The main thing is, even though I consider myself to have gone through all of that, I'm still sitting here making this video. And in my head, I'm still going, don't worry, it'll be fine. Optimism. I think that's what you've got to have. You've got to have optimism that tomorrow will be a better day than today. Now, tomorrow for me, is pretty much gonna go the same way as today. So obviously I'm not being literal, not literally tomorrow. Might take time. But I still, you know, cling on to the hope that eventually everything will work out. But, like I've already said 3, 4, maybe even 5 times in the video, that's what I always do. So, do I actually mean it when I say that? Or am I saying that because, you know, if I don't have the optimism and I don't have the hope, what have I got? So anyway, thank you chaps for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please feel free to give me a thumbs down. Hope it wasn't too negative for you, to me feeling sorry for myself. There are, I think there's 3 other videos on the channel now, so feel free to have a look at them. Links to my other 2 channels, one of which is my gaming channel, Obsessive Compulsive Gaming, and Shock Horror Theatre, where you'll see some of the shows I've done, movies I made during lockdown, which I'm quite happy with. I think they're quite good. Anyway, you'll find the links to those 2 channels down below, and please guys, take care of each other. I don't know why I said it like that. I think it's because I don't have a catchphrase yet for this channel. I'll have to come up with one. Anyway, see you later, alligator. Again, I don't know why I said it like that. I'm just gonna stop the camera now.